3, 1, 2, 3.
Win!
The alley-oop!
And we have featured for you, the guest on the scoreboard will be the 3-1 Western Oregon University Wolves. And on the home side of the scoreboard will be, in the white uniforms, will be the Sonoma State Women's Basketball Seawolves. And they come in at 2-1. Before we meet the stars at this time, if you please rise if you're able, remove your hats and join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's go ahead and start with our guest on the scoreboard, Western Oregon University Wolves. 5'10" junior, 0 is on the play. The 5'8" junior, number 1 is Trinity Youngblood. The 5'9" senior, number 2, Callie McLeay. The 5'9" senior, number 21, Allie Harmon. And 6'1" junior, number 30, Jody Noy. Jessica Petros, in her first season as head coach for the Wolves, 65 D.J. Marlowe. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the 2-1 Seawolves. The 5'8" freshman, number 5, Sienna Chewinski. The 5'4" senior, number 12, Jamie Blacker. The 5'8" sophomore, number 20, Madison Clark. A 6'1" senior, number 22, Emerson Herman. And a 5'10" junior, number 35, Allie McDonald. Beth Bibiata is the second season head coach, assisted by Trevor Johnson and Alexis Chappelle. We had a
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Marcus Pavilion in Lacey, Washington for Division II women's basketball. My name is Scott Gladstone. So excited to have you along for the ride today. It is going to be a good one between the Western Oregon Wolves and the Sonoma State Seawolves. We will be starting off this contest with technical foul free throws, as it'll be 1-0 before the first point before the tip is thrown. Usually that is because of some sort of uniform. Okay. Some sort of mistake with the scorebook. Involves our game to be started off 1-0 with a free throw from Allie McDonald. Starting lineups today are brought to you by Forelli's Pizza. Forelli's Pizza, great people make great pizza. For Sienna Cherwinski, she earns the start for Sonoma State. Just a missed shot by Joni Noyes. Jamie Blacker, Madison Clark, a former Western Oregon Wolf who was injured all of last year, and Emerson Herman and Allie McDonald round out the Sonoma State starting five. It was Clark who just had the ball against her former team. Three-pointer on the way from Blackard, and it's down the hatch, 4-0. Seawolves up early. Starting lineup brought to you by Forelli's for the Western Oregon Wolves are Anna McClave, Trinity Youngblood, Callie McClave, Allie Harmon, and Jody Noyes. This is Youngblood with it, dribbles it off her body, taken away by McDonald. It's a two-headed monster of McDonald and Blackard. That's what it was in the early going, but Madison Clark has stepped up as well, and she lays that one in with her first points against her former team, Western Oregon, making it 6-0 early. The Seawolves jumped on the Saints early in the St. Martin Sonoma State game, and now they're doing the same on Western Oregon. Wide open look for three, and it's off the front of the rim. No good. Coming the other way now. Leading the charge is Blacker, the point guard for Sonoma State. Tries a nifty little flip. Ain't going to go. Coming the other way, Trinity Youngblood will take it. Youngblood looks out for Callie McClave, a three-point specialist, and she rattles it home. Cuts the deficit in half in one swing of the bat. Callie McClave and her sister Anna McClave, both from Corvallis, Oregon. Three-pointer on the way, and it's missed. Rebound goes to Harmon. There's Harmon and Herman, 21 on Western Oregon and 22 on Sonoma State. So forgive me if I get those mixed up at all. Noyes, a little bunny hop jumper from the short corner. Got it. 6-5. After a start of 6 straight by Sonoma State, it is 5 unanswered by the Western Oregon Wolves in this battle of the Seawolves and the Wolves. Chance for a little pick six action here, jumping the pass and putting it in. Anna McClave gives Western Oregon their first lead of the contest. Western Oregon now kind of with a soft, just over three-quarter court press maybe. As this ball's knocked away from McDonald, Blacker gets it now at the free throw line. Got it inside to Herman. Herman takes some contact and puts it off glass and in. And it's a bucket for Sonoma State. They take back the lead at 8-7, excuse me. Blackard with it after Sonoma gets the turnover. McDonald now top scorer on this squad. Ooh, she looked fouled there, but play on, says our refs. Blackard with it. Blackard then attacks. The kick out to McDonald. She can shoot for three, but not on that one. Youngblood fighting for the rebound, rips it away. Maybe a little extracurricular there on a pop into Blackard, but a missed shot for Western Oregon, and now it is Sonoma State Seawolves slowing things down. Blackard is from Pittsburgh, California. I could try and pronounce her high school's name, but I'm not going to. Cross court to Blackard, now to Herman in the middle. Youngblood fighting with the ball, and a jump ball will be won by Trinity Youngblood, and that's going to be Sonoma State ball, but an extra possession still booked for the Western Oregon Wolves, thanks to Trinity Youngblood. Youngblood is one of the grittiest players that you'll see at this tournament. for all 4 teams that are competing in this SMU tournament. A foul there is called on Callie McClave. That is her first foul of the contest. Oh, that was a very sketchy call on Callie McClave there. Looked to me like she was hands up playing good defense, but with 2 fouls, she needs to check out. And that is a key player to go down. That looked like a push-off from my perspective from Jamie Blackard, and that was right in front of me. Now Blackard goes to the rim, missed the shot. Rebound, Anna McClave. That is a big call because it takes out Callie McClave, the senior leader of this Western Oregon squad, and we're going to call a jump ball on that one, which will keep possession with Western Oregon, but another kind of call there where it looks like maybe Western Oregon could have got the benefit of getting a foul there, especially from the 2 fouls that we saw called on Western Oregon. I'm always a fan of the let them play mentality. As this one's off the mark from Noyes. Now Blackard kicks out. 3-pointer on the way from Colombo off the mark. She gets her own rebound. Now gets it to Blackard. Slows it down. Excuse me, that's not Blackard. That's Cherwinski. They're wearing their hair up in the same way, and it's definitely going to throw me off. Left-handed touch from Madison Clark. Lays it in. 10-7 scoreline here with 5 minutes on the dot to go in this first quarter. That one's called on Madison Clark, first foul. And it is time for our first media timeout here on the Saints Digital Network. So glad you tuned in. We got lots more basketball coming up for Marcus Pavilion. It's 10-7 with 4:58 to go in the first quarter. Welcome back here. Western Oregon will inbound. 4:58 to go here in the first quarter. Trinity Youngblood throws into Noyes. Back to Youngblood. Nearly traveled there, but just got rid of the ball before doing so. Back down to Noyes. And it's out. 3-pointer on the way. And it's off the mark. Offensive rebound for the Utah native in Jody Noyes. Tried to kick it out, but it was deflected out of bounds by number 23, Aaron Gardner. It'll be another throw-in. Fresh shot clock, however. 20 seconds on the shot clock after an offensive rebound, so there's 18 seconds now to go as Youngblood will inbound. Gets it into Kellyanna Ramos. Now a double team on Ramos. Just gets rid of it to Pedrogetti. That ball's out of bounds. Stays with Western Oregon. Got the smaller bench of the Sonoma State Seawolves loving the effort they're seeing from the gals in white. Shot clock violation as Western Oregon had no idea when I talked about the 2 fouls on Callie McClave being so important That's one of those situations where usually if there's no foul trouble or no fatigue, Callie McClave is in that game at that moment and able to make the play. At least, have that senior wherewithal to know, hey, we got to shoot. Offensive board after a missed three-pointer, put back in by Laura Smith. 12-7 the scoreline. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nice play drawn up there, but Ramos smoked the layup as the Reno, Nevada native sends it off glass way too long. And Sonoma State's going to get a chance here. Blackard with it. Blackard was in foul trouble yesterday against the Saints, but that did not matter in the end. Step back three-pointer on the way and flushes it down, does Madison Clark. Clark played inspired in the second half yesterday against St. Martin's, and now, after transferring from Western Oregon, where she did not play a game last year and got the redshirt year, she's playing very inspired in this one. This one's out of bounds off of Western Oregon. Sonoma State ball. Madison Clark not only playing against her former team, but playing in her home state, a Moses Lake, Washington native. She had a good supporters section last night. And saw her have a very successful game and be part of a big Sonoma State Seawolf victory over the St. Martin's Saints. St. Martin's is 0-3. They will be taking on Chico State, who is 2-1 with a win over Western Oregon yesterday. Great move by Herman, but not able to finish it at the bucket. Defensive rebound by Trinity Youngblood. Youngblood's going to have to be a leader on this team now, with Callie McClave being out. Three-pointer on the way. Front iron, offensive rebound. Out to Anna McClave. Anna McClave finds Kylan Dawkins, who travels. Ball floated up, but it was off the top of the backboard, so nothing on that one other than a missed shot. Interception under the basket by Aaron Gardner. Back to Gardner. Now kick out to McDonald for three. Straight away and in the bucket. 18-7 scoreline as Sonoma State has jumped on Western Oregon. Out of bounds, Wolves ball. Driving the hoop is Gardner. Off glass and in. I think a timeout needs to be taken right now by Jessica Petros. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen that already after this big run has been gone on by Sonoma State against Western Oregon here. Callie McClave, though, back into the contest on 2 fouls, so be careful. She has to be. Bucket there, big one by Dawkins to put it in. Three-pointer, got it. Allie McDonald again. 23-9 is the scoreline. The offensive outpouring from Sonoma State in this first quarter has been heavy. Foul's going to be called, and the first free throws will be taken by Western Oregon today. Madison Clark back into the game. Free throws are coming from Hannah Hopkins. Hopkins is a freshman out of Gladstone, Oregon. She's got a fan in me, Scott Gladstone. 5'7" freshman there. As a quick pass goes down the court. Slowed it up now. Hopkins went 1 for 2 from the line. 23-10 scoreline. Sonoma State will save for the last shot. Now driving the bucket, stuffed by Dawkins. Great defensive play. And now a chance for a last shot. McClave heaves off the front of the rim. So a first quarter in which the Sonoma State Seawolves ended on a 17-5 run. They made 3 of their last 4 3-pointers. And Madison Clark, the former Western Oregon Wolf, well, she's 3 for 3 in this contest. It's 23-10. Western Oregon trails Sonoma State. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back to the Saints Digital Network. Scott Gladstone with you as there is 1 quarter gone and 7 to go in total today of women's basketball, Division II basketball here at Marcus Pavilion. That ball, what a catch that was, as stepping out was Herman. Man, they're playing football, which is not a far cry. Western Oregon does have a football team, and it is Saturday. That might have been called pass interference, but it's not called, as that 3-pointers off the mark from Callie McClave. Rebound goes to Gardner. Blackard brings it up, gets it to Clark. That one's missed, but a foul is called. First free throw is in and out from Erin Gardner. Gardner on the season, this is her 13th free throw attempt. That was her 13th free throw attempted. Now this is number 14. She makes it. She is 6 for 14 from the charity stripe. Under 500 at this current moment. Callie McClave with it. Dawkins on a nice give and go from McClave. McClave averages 15.8 points per game, first on the team. Bella Pedrogetti is second, Trinity Youngblood third. Those three all average in double figures. Three-pointer on the way from Cherwinski, in and out. Looked like Herman had the rebound, but it is popped out to Callie McClave. McClave also is second on the team with 14 assists, and as I say that, McClave puts in a bucket. It is 24-14 with 8:25 to go in the first quarter. This ball's on the ground, and a good scrap for it turns into a jump ball. That was the freshman, Hannah Hopkins, getting down to force that jump ball. It is Western Oregon ball when we come back from a timeout as Sonoma State, up 10, takes their first time out of the contest. We'll be right back with 8:22 to go in the second quarter. Welcome back here, 24-14, 8:20 to go. As Western Oregon has the ball here, Callie McClave looks inside at Dawkins. Dawkins, nice move, but not a finishing touch on it as it goes off the mark, and Clark will bring it up the floor. Good offensive rebound by McDonald, who was juggling it. As we have a clock stoppage because of an injury right now, down on the floor, right all the way in the corner and being attended to by St. Martin's trainer Isaac Tompkins. It is number 23, Aaron Gardner of Sonoma State University. Gardner is a freshman out of Hercules, California. Getting looked at right now. Assistant coach Alexis Chappelle over there to help care for her athlete who's in a lot of pain right now. Hopefully she is okay. As Tompkins is taking a look at her. We'll get back to action here as a substitute comes in for Gardner. McDonald fires from three again, off the mark. Rebound, Hopkins. Looking up the floor, Dawkins is going to have to catch and stop quick, and she does, then puts it up, and she's fouled by McDonald. I think you see a lot about a coach by how they react to a player injury, and I'm still looking down at Gardner getting looked on, and assistant coach Alexis Chappelle still down there being a part of the treatment and remedy on her, especially when it is an away trainer who the athlete is not, comfortable, doesn't know. It is probably very helpful to have your coach there. Also, when you're getting looked at for the injury, both free throws are made by Dawkins. Sonoma State into their offense. Clark attacks the bucket, and she gets popped as she tries to flip up a layup. Free throws coming for Madison Clark. Clark, third leading scorer on this team, averaging 9.7 points per game. She's 7 for 10 from the free throw line this season. 24-16 score line with 7:12 to go. First free throw is in from Clark. And that one is down the hatch as well. Tries to flip off a pass to Dawkins there, but in the end, it is stripped loose, and Blackard will bring it up now. Gets it to Cherwinski. Blackard. Pass wasn't perfect. McDonald calling out a sign, which I've seen a couple times, the tap of the chin, essentially, when she has the ball up top. Three-pointer on the way for McDonald. Got it. Allie McDonald, another three-pointer. She had 3 on the season coming in, and I believe she has 3 today. Three-pointer on the way for Western Oregon. Missed. Rebound, Colombo. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, and a 13-point lead for Sonoma State over Western Oregon here. Into the motion offense. Blackard behind the back, but she's rejected by McClave. McClave, just a half moment of a stare down there, as Dawkins will step out. Trinity Youngblood back in with a 13-point deficit. Western Oregon down here. Jessica Petros in her first season, as that is a foul call on Hannah Hopkins. Blackard with it. McDonald back to Blackard. Guarded by Callie McClave on 2 fouls. You don't want to pick up a third before half. Good job by McClave to not commit a foul there, but the offensive rebound goes to Sonoma State, and then they missed the three-pointer off the Cherwinski attempt. Youngblood playing on the post now. She's been in the key for a while there, but not too much before she flips up a missed shot and then commits a foul. That's one that you hate to see as a coach. And that's the 14th foul. That means the next one will put Sonoma State in the bonus, send them to the line the rest of the way. Three-pointer on the way, off the front iron. McDonald fighting for the rebound. I believe they called a foul on her for reaching around Jody Noyes. Mentioned football, and I mentioned the fact that Western Oregon does have a football team, one of the only GNAC schools with a football team. It is just them and Central Washington. Central Washington heading to the tournament. But unfortunately for the Wolves, their season ended last week with a 31-13 loss at Angelo State. This three-pointer on the way as the shot clock was winding down. Offensive rebound by Noyes. Earns another possession as this one's poked out by Madison Clark. 29-16 scoreline with 4:25 to go. That'll be enough for our... Pretty sure it's media timeout. Nope, never mind. That was a misguided pass, but there was 3 Sonoma State players ready for it, and none of them were able to get it. They were all fighting with each other a little too much to see who could get it. This inbound comes to Pedrogetti. Out to Hopkins. Hopkins with 5 on the shot clock. McClave gets it into Noyes, goes off the rim, but a missed shot, rebound Colombo. 13-point lead now. Clark with it. Nice play, but a blown layup by Colombo there, who's not able to finish it off. Colombo senior out of Folsom, California, was almost too open on that one. A bullet one-arm pass from Harmon to find Jody Noyes, who has an easy lay-in, and she takes care of that layup. 29-18 the score line with 3.5 to go in quarter number 2. Herman with it. Herman tries to get it out to Laura Smith, and after a deflection, does get it there. Clark with it now. Clark, she's so smooth on the ball. Now to Herman. Herman, long 2, off front of the rim, and it's touched by Western Oregon's Hopkins. And it goes out. It's going to be a throw-in under the basket. As Hopkins will check out. A good shift for the freshman Hopkins. We did not see her very much in the game yesterday. This is thrown in. Another missed layup. Offensive rebound missed as well. Western Oregon fighting for it. Eventually, Anna McClave gets to it and passes to her sister Callie. It has been 3 minutes and change without a bucket, without a point for Sonoma State. Missed layup there, gets it out to Anna McClave after the offensive rebound. Another chance for a layup from Pedrogetti, but she gets hit as she goes up. Free throws coming for the Bushnell transfer. First free throw is good from Pedrogetti. Originally from Medford, Oregon, which is in southern Oregon, if you don't know. Started her collegiate career at Eastern Washington before transferring to NAI at Bushnell. She has played at every level of college basketball except for Division III. NCAA Division II here, NCAA Division I at Eastern Washington, and NAI at Bushnell. That one looked like it was deflected and eventually goes out off of Western Oregon. I thought Colombo had the last touch on it. It's been scoreless now for 3:45 from Sonoma State. This is a good defensive effort to finish this half so far by Western Oregon, but Blackard's going to try and change that, and she does, flipping it up and in. The announcer's jinx is all over that one. 1 for 13 for their last 13 field goals, now getting a crucial bucket. 31-20 is the scoreline. Sonoma State leaves. Nice cut to the basket by Anna McClave, who flips it in. Lead now cut to just 9 once again for Sonoma State. Blackard goes all the way past the three-point line before being cut off. Another deflected pass. Western Oregon playing good defense, getting their hand in there. We haven't seen Trinity Youngblood out on the court in a while. Clark goes to the basket, a rejection by Anna McClave, but then gets it out to Herman, who scores the bunny hop jumper. Going quick down the court. Three-pointer on the way, and it rattles just out. And on the offensive rebound by Jody Noyes, a foul will be called on the Seawolves. Oh, that is a tough one for Allie Harmon to swallow. Not getting that one to fall. Looked like she had the touches on it. Now in will check Ericott for Clark. And coming in is Greta Baker as well to replace Harmon, who just missed that 3. Box formation on the inbounds from under the basket. McClave goes out to three-point land, passes to Callie McClave, who was inbounding it in motion, is able to make that shot. Callie McClave with a three-pointer. And it is an 8-point lead for Sonoma State with Blacker bringing it up. 1:20 to go in the second quarter. Talora Smith now out to Blacker. Blacker took a good hard look at the basket and then pulls back and fires away. Off mark, rebound, Noyes. Herman tried to pick her pocket from behind, but Noyes had two hands on the basketball, kept it tight. Three-pointer on the way, now off front iron. Under a minute to go in the second quarter. It's an 8-point lead. Western Oregon has not played their better half, but they are right in this contest thanks to very good defense to finish. And something like that, too, helps a lot. Missed shot, rebound. Who's going to get to it? It will go to Pedrogetti, who pushes forward to Callie McClave. McClave to Anna McClave. Now trying to get it over the top to Noyes, who keeps it in. The rotation around. Pedrogetti for three. Everybody has it touched their hands, and in the end, Bella Pedrogetti puts it through the hole for a three-pointer, cuts the deficit to 5. The last shot should be taken by Sonoma State as Blackard heads it up, being guarded by Pedrogetti. Quick shot taken by Colombo with 5 seconds to go. Anna McClave's going to have some sort of opportunity here. Callie McClave, the buzzer went off first, and the shot is off the mark. A 33-28 lead for Sonoma State as they head into the locker room. However, a lot of the momentum with Western Oregon as they go on a 6-0 run in the final minute 40 of that first half to take a 5-point deficit into the locker room. We'll take about a 10-minute halftime break, and when we come back, we'll have half number 2 between the Western Oregon Wolves and the Sonoma State Seawolves. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the halftime ceremonies on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for half number 2 between Sonoma State University and Western Oregon University. My name is Scott Gladstone. So excited to have you along for the ride. Half number 2, Madison Clark gets us underway with a three-pointer versus the team she played for a year ago. What a performance it's been from her thus far. I'm sure Western Oregon is sorely missing her. Clark in that first half had 9. She's up to 12 now with that 3-bomb. Callie McClave, nice finishing touches on that one. McClave now has 10. She is followed by Kylan Dawkins, who has 6, and Bella Pedrogetti, that has 5. Nice stop from Sherwinski, who misses the shot. Offensive rebound and a foul will be called on Anna McClave, I believe. It is Anna McClave that gets called for the foul. On the other side, now 12 by Madison Clark. She leads all scorers. Allie McDonald has 10, and the next highest scoring player is Jamie Blackard with 5. 2 assists from Sherwinski and Blackard. 2 assists from Callie McClave and Allie Harmon. Herman will get one more shot. Rebounding numbers have Jody Noyes with 9 rebounds for the Wolves. That is by far and away the most of any player. Kiara Colombo is the next closest with 4. Noyes, however, not bringing a ton of points, just 4 points, so that double-double watch may be fairly similar. Trinity Youngblood with an offensive rebound after a Pedrogetti miss. And then on the floor for it, it's called a jump ball. Anna McClave scrounging for that one. Ball will stay with Western Oregon University. Western Oregon got off to a 3-0 start this season under first-year head coach Jessica Petros. It was a win by 20 over Academy of Art, an 8-point win over former NAIA quarterfinalists last year, Westmont. Inbound goes to Callie McClave, then Noyes out to Anna McClave. Now Pedrogetti looking down to Noyes. Noyes juggling with it near the baseline, now rotating it all the way around. 3-pointer on the way by Callie McClave, missed, and she can't gather her own miss there. Deflects off her hands. And coming the other way, Sherwinski looked hard at the basket, but held it back. Driving the bucket is Jamie Blackard, who gets the roll. 40-30 with 8:20 to go in the third quarter. This is the final neutral site game that we'll have for you all season. Unless, of course, there is something like a West Regional being played here at Lacey Washington's Marcus Pavilion. Ball goes out. Trinity Youngblood will inbound with 8:01 to go. 40-30 scoreline. Goes into Anna McClave, who loses her balance, and then she goes out of bounds. Says our referee on top of it. Clark inbounds to Blackard, who gets it to Sherwinski. Back to Blackard. Colombo's there to try and set a screen. Said we'll set one for Clark. Ball goes out. Stays with Western Oregon. Stays with Sonoma State. That ball was just not there, but Anna McClave wasn't able to get clean to it, and the pass from Sherwinski is down the hall. A 13-point lead for Sonoma State University. Three-pointer on the way from McClave, and that is an air ball right there from McClave. 7:16 to go. 7-0 run right now being gone on by Sonoma State University, a 10-2 run since the start of this half. It was 33-28 at halftime. Now it's 43-30. Traveling called on Sherwinski. Callie McClave jumper with 9.5 to go in this third quarter was the last bucket by Western Oregon. Last points by Western Oregon. Callie McClave with it. She picked up 2 early fouls, but has not committed a foul since then. Speaking of, that foul's called on Shireen Ericat. Now 4 assists by Jamie Blackard. Madison Clark today is 4 for 5 from the field. 12 points, leads all scorers. Rotated around. Three-pointer on the way from Anna McClave. Won't go. Good, strong rebound from Jamie Blackard, a 5'4" point guard coming down with that one and keeping it away from those who tried to rip it from her. Floater puts it through, does Sherwinski. Sherwinski, she has impressed as a 5'8" freshman out of Xavier College Preparatory School in Phoenix, Arizona. Dawkins with it. Dawkins down under. Pedrogetti, I think she was rejected there. Now leading the fast break is Jamie Blackard. She's fouled, and her momentum takes her all the way to the third row. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Will Blackard. Anna McClave gets called for the foul. Blackard did not shoot a free throw in the first half. Flushes that first one down on the season. She is 14 of 20, now 15 of 23 from the free throw line. Just under 64%. Makes both of those, however. 47-30 lead. This is the Sonoma State squad that beat the Saints of St. Martin's by 18 last night, 68-50. Pedrogetti, it's a 2-3 zone, and Sonoma State is in right now. Floater on the way, that's no good. Rebound, McDonald. Sherwinski slows it up. Out to Ericat, to McDonald now. Kick out, Clark for 3. Clark for 3! Madison Clark continues to shine as a Seawolves player. Turnover comes the other way as Colombo hits the deck hard. She gets up slow, but seemingly she is okay. Three-pointer on the way. If that one would have gone down, it surely would have been timeout time for head coach Jessica Petros. As it's kicked out for 3, McClave. Oh, they needed that one. Pedrogetti fighting for the offensive rebound, and a blocking foul is called on Madison Clark. Time for immediate timeout. Time for us to catch our breath. As of right now, it's a 14-0 run by the Sonoma State Seawolves. They've taken a 20-point edge. We got free throws coming up, however, for Western Oregon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Division II basketball on the Saints Digital Network. Anna McClave will shoot some free throws here. First one is made. That breaks up a run of 14 straight points over 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Ever since that Callie McClave bucket, so far the only points in this third quarter have come from somebody with the last name McClave. Makes the second free throw, 50-32, the scoreline. They're going into a full court press now here. Sonoma State, we saw them break down with the Saints last night very well, and they do it here in suit. Ten on the shot clock. McDonald drives, lays it up, so strong. 52-32, the scoreline. This quarter, it has been a 19-4 scoring margin. Rebound by Sherwinski. She's fouled by Pedrogetti. Blackard and Sherwinski, they are both guards that play at times a lot bigger than they stand. What weapons they are. Erin Gardner exited that first half with an injury. She is still not on the floor. Three-pointer by Allie McDonald, and that was just a heat check for the Sonoma State offense, who has gone absolutely berserk in this third quarter, outscoring Western Oregon 22-4, coming out of the locker room with fighting words and fighting for every bucket. Anna McClave pulls up, banks it in. It is still an only McClave third quarter. Anna with 4, Callie with 2. McDonald, she kicks it out. Sherwinski, no way, but an offensive board by McDonald, who gets it out to Sherwinski, who will slow it up. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, 55-34, 21-point lead by Sonoma State. Kick out. Now down, and it's tipped away. Turnover. Anna McClave will get it to Pedrogetti. Pedrogetti stops, gets it to Noyes. Noyes now to number 20, Greta Baker, who drives, goes left hand off glass and in. Timeout called by Sonoma State. We'll take a quick break right here on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back here. Lacey Washington Marcus Pavilion, 2:06 p.m. local time here in the Pacific Northwest. Upon the conclusion of this game, we got a St. Martin's women's basketball game as they face off against CCAA opponent Chico State University. That one in and out. Off the three-pointer from Emerson Herman. Pedrogetti with it. Anna McClave, she is testing herself and fires it into the hole. Anna McClave has scored all of the points for Western Oregon since her sister opened this half with a bucket, and what a acrobatic play that was. A scoop shot from Jamie Blackard to get the points right back into the corner. Three-pointer on the way. That one is good from Greta Baker. Now attacking the bucket, missing the shot was Laura Smith. And the ball goes out. It will stay with Sonoma. St. Martin's held Sonoma State to 68 points yesterday through some good defense, but they only scored 50. Right now it looks like Western Oregon on track to score more than that. The defense has, in the first and third quarter, allowed a lot of points. That was nearly a hook, and it will be a shot clock violation anyway. And the ball will stay. The ball will go to Western Oregon. It would have gone to Western Oregon anyway. They would have got the rebound off the missed shot. Anna McClave with 11 now leads the Wolves in scoring. Clark and McDonald each with 15. As Anna McClave attacks the bucket and puts it in. Anna McClave, what a clinic she's put on since the big run to start the quarter by Sonoma State. She has felt the weight of the Wolves on her back. Now she's guarding Jamie Blackard, gets it to Herman. Blackard will set a screen, gets it to Clark. Clark under the basket, tries to reverse it in, and it's out off of the Wolves. Stays with Sonoma. For those who care, which I'm sure none of you do, in the Brawl of the Wild, which is Montana versus Montana State, the highest rated matchup ever between those two teams in my native state, 37-7. Montana gets the win, number 3 versus number 4. How about that? Go Grizz. Somebody out there knows about the Grizzlies. Somebody out there is either booing or giving me a fist bump right now. 60-44 in this contest. 5 seconds to go here before the end of the quarter. Trinity Youngblood under the bucket, puts it in to beat the buzzer, and that will end the third quarter of play. It started off with a 14-0 run by Sonoma State, but the Fighting Anna McClaves and company head it back to a 14-point contest, 60-46, as we enter the fourth quarter of action right here on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back here on the Saints Digital Network. It is 60-46. St. Martin's on deck after this one. Chico State will be their opponent in that one. Chico State has a chance to go 2-0 in this tournament alongside of their CCAA counterparts, the Sonoma State Seawolves. Ball under the basket, McDonald. What a find, flipping it to Blackard, who misses the three-pointer. That ball is turned over, headed now the other way. The CCAA actually just announced 4 days ago that they would be adding a new school in the form of the NAIA University of California, Merced. Jump ball under the basket. Pedrogetti had a look at three. Holds up. Anna McClave back at the bucket, misses the layup. Good contest there from the Sonoma State defense. Western Oregon looked dead in the water against Chico State yesterday and came back to have a late surge. Traveling called on Herman. Take a look at the CCAA outlook this season. Cal State LA was picked as the preseason favorites, but just 1 point over Cal State San Marcos. 6 first place votes went to Cal State LA. As the three-pointer is on the way, and a swish from Greta Baker. It's 60-49. San Marcos with 4 first-place votes, and Cal State Dominguez Hills with 2 first-place votes. Chico State, who we will see upcoming, they were selected 4th as a foul is going to be called on Trinity Youngblood here. McDonald will go to the line to shoot 2. Cal Poly Pomona picked 5th, and in a tournament that takes 6 teams, the 6th position. It's always very interesting to see who kind of falls there, and it is Sonoma State, as they finished 6th in the conference last year and went to the tournament for another year. Free throw missed by Allie McDonald. Last place, that was picked to be the Gators of San Francisco State. Of course, the St. Martin's men's team is also taking on a CCAA team tonight. The number 9 team in the country will meet the Cal State East Bay Pioneers in the Pioneer Conference Challenge. McClave goes to the bucket, lays it in. 61-51 is the scoreline. Count it, and the foul for Allie McDonald. On the men's side of things, the Chico State Wildcats are actually selected as the preseason number 1 with 7 first-place votes in the men's poll. Cal State San Bernardino, after their outstanding season a year ago, picked number 2, and Cal State East Bay selected at number 3. Sonoma State, their male counterparts, selected to finish 3rd to last place. Monterey Bay, who the Saints took down last night, the Otters, selected to finish 2nd to last in the CCAA. There are 3 teams in the West region. The top 8 go to the NCAA tournament, which is almost always hosted by the number 1 seed in the region. The CCAA, the Pac West, and the Great Northwest Athletic Conference make up the conference. McDonald hits that one away. 64-51 is the scoreline. Three ball on the way, in and out. Rebound McDonald. Good job by her to grasp that one. McDonald looks to Blackard, and then a push in the back called on Allie McClave there will hold us up. Not to free throw land yet. uncontested to the bucket. Blackard scores again. The shot is missed. Good offensive rebound by Noyes. She's in double-digit rebound figures, and the bucket is put in by number 20, Greta Baker. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick break. It's a 13-point lead for Sonoma State, but still time for the Western Oregon Wolves to have a late push. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back here at 66-53 with 6:37 to go in the fourth quarter of action. We invite you to stick around. Game 2 coming up, St. Martin's and Chico State University. St. Martin's able to pull the upset there. Then kind of the outright champion of this SMU tournament would be Sonoma State with a win over St. Martin's and a win over the Western Oregon Wolves right here. Air ball. Noyes tries to keep it in, but it's out of bounds. 66-53 with 6:12 to go. Let's take a look at the women's basketball kind of standings right now. I talked a lot about the West region. There are 3 automatic bids that make up the quote-unquote top 8 teams in the region. That is the winner of the GNAC, CCAA, and the Pac West. All those winners will be decided by a conference tournament. Last year it was Western Washington that won on their home floor. Three-pointer on the way from Allie McDonald is good. 69-53. The Sonoma State Seawolves have scored more than they did last night. Anna McClave off the back iron. Rebound goes to Ericott. Colombo gets that one to the post. Not probably wanting that ball right there. She immediately grabbed it, held up play, and slowed her down as her offense will be in no rush. Sherwinski along 2 missed the shot. Rebound, Petro Jetty. As of right now, and there's different factors to look at and who's doing the best in the region, but you take a look at the RPI ranking as well as the PI. This one goes out and goes to Sonoma State. 69-53 scoreline, 5:01 to go. Checking in for Sonoma State, it's Herman as well as Smith. Right now, the RPI ranking, which is usually the biggest indicator, that has Azusa Pacific #1 in the region, and Chico State right now at 2-1 is second place in the West Regional RPI rankings. Central Washington, the GNAC, is 3rd. Cal Poly Pomona 4th. Simon Fraser 5th. 6th, Cal State San Bernardino 7th. Dominican, and also tied for 7th is Fresno Pacific. Herman lays it in. 71-53 scoreline, 18-point lead with 4.5 to go. Western Oregon right now, for the first time this season, really getting run out of the gym after they won their first 3 games, including a defensive masterclass against Cal State, or against George Fox. Right now, there's a offensive foul as Callie McClave armbarred her opponent there, kind of did the hook and hold where she wrapped around her in order to get herself beyond the defender. That's the 4th foul by McClave. She is on the verge of fouling out if she commits one more offense. 71-53 scoreline. Sonoma State will milk the clock as much as they can, use the full extent of their offense as we're under 4 minutes to go in the 4th. Foul called will send Emerson Herman to the line. Right now, St. Martin's in the RPI rankings, they are last in the Division II West rankings, and they're going up against Chico, who is 2nd. Time to prove the numbers wrong tonight. Let's see if they can in this game upcoming. Toughest strength of schedule as well of any team right now, according to Inkblot Sports, which does a great job covering Division II athletics. Toughest strength of schedule is Chico State. 3-pointer on the way. Long off of Laura Smith, says our referee under the basket. 20-point lead, 73-53 scoreline. St. Martin's women's volleyball team just finished up their season with a win over Montana State Billings over in the Magic City. The story of why they call Billings, Montana the Magic City is one of the more sad stories, as this is floated in by Pedra Jetty. I won't even go there with you because you probably don't care. It is Blackard bringing it up. 73-55 scoreline. Sherwinski attacks the bucket. Left-handed layup is up and good. McClave not wanting to foul out there. Didn't do anything extra defensively. 3-pointer on the way from Greta Baker is off the mark. As slowly bringing it up is Jamie Blackard. Under 3 minutes to play here. 75-55. Blackard bobbles with it. That's going to be called a double dribble. After she had that one kind of poked away, but still dribbled it into the ground, steamed our referee, and then picked it up and went back down into the dribble with it. Allie McDonald takes over in this second half, 22 points. 8 rebounds for her, continues to lead this squad, a former All-CCAA selection last year. As a foul's called on the ground there. First foul of this 4th quarter on Sonoma State. Madison Clark in her battle against her former team, she's got 15. Blackard and Herman with 13 apiece. Sherwinski has 7, Gardner with 3, and Smith with 2. We hope that Gardner is okay. As I'm looking down at that bench there, Gardner is sitting on the end of the bench after a couple spots in between her and her fellow teammates, and just hoping for the best for her. In this Sonoma State puzzle, she's a key member, and right there, Madison Clark, who will also play a pivotal role in this Sonoma State season, lays it in. 17 points for the Washington native. Callie McClave off the glass, she gets a bucket. Let's take a look at the points total. It's a lot of McClaves. A total of 14 for Callie McClave and a total of 13 for Anna McClave. They combine for 27 points. The rest come from a hodgepodge of Wolves in terms of Greta Baker with 10, Pedra Jetty with 7. Dawkins has been silent in this second half with 6. Noyes with 4, Youngblood with 2, and Hopkins with a lone free throw. Ball is scrapped for on the ground. It is called a jump ball. It will stay with Sonoma State. 1:23 to go here. About 30 minutes upon the conclusion of this game. You can tune in on the other broadcast that we'll have ready, which is the St. Martin's Chico State broadcast coming right up here. Again, upon the conclusion, also make sure to get down to the stadium if you got the chance. Come here to Marcus Pavilion, especially if you're a Saints fan, kind of check out how much has gone by in this game. Well, I'll tell you what, 30 minutes from now, we'll be reading out the starting lineups for both Chico State and St. Martin's University, and it's always fun. Lights go off, red spotlight in the middle. Ooh, yeah, it is crisp. Foul on the ground here with 55 seconds to go. Foul's called on Sherwinski. Sonoma State, their look ahead. After this contest, I mentioned it yesterday, they are very close to starting CCAA play. Three-pointer on the way from Callie McClave, missed it. Madison Clark with the rebound. She'll loop it to Blackard, who will, Sherwinski, who will take it down the court with 40 seconds to go. Pac-West clash with Academy of Art next Wednesday, and then on the other side of Thanksgiving, it is Cal State Dominguez Hill to lead off their CCAA schedule. This is a steal by Pedro Jetty. And the foul's on Sherwinski. For the Western Oregon women's basketball team, going forward, they have a non-conference matchup once again as they head to Azusa Pacific, which is a team that has played really well. 10 seconds to go here as Western Oregon can do nothing but watch in a 22-point deficit, 79-57. The final score here. Sherwinski dribbles it out. Sonoma State gets the victory. Western Oregon next will match up again on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. They'll take on Biola University and then Azusa Pacific in Azusa, California. Then they kick off their GNAC play with Central Washington on November 30th. Thank you once again for joining us on the Saints Digital Network for this penultimate game of the SMU tournament. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and a big win for the Sonoma State Seawolves. We'll see their CCAA counterpart, Chico State, taking on St. Martin's University, the host in this tournament, in Game 2 of this Saturday version of the SMU tournament. Once again, thank you to all that make this broadcast possible. Excuse me. We'll see you for Game 2. Have a good night.